Great.
Great. Good. Excellent. So I guess before I start, I kind of just want to get a little sense from who's here. How many people own their own business here? Okay. How many people work for someone who owns their own business? Okay, good. That's fine. I didn't plan that question. Figured to ask it. So I guess let's just show a show of hands. How many people who have their own business or work for a business are very active on social media? Like all day, posting. All day. No, I mean just not every day. It's a daily practice for you.
Daily.
Okay, that's good. Now, how many people are sort of moderately active? You kind of check it once in a week or once in a while. Okay. And then how many people are like social media? Am I able to write seminar? Or is this what are we talking? Okay. So anybody that's not at all involved with social media for the business. Okay. Okay, excellent. So I'm going to kind of go through some things, and I'm just going to, at any point, if you have any questions, feel free to stop me. I want to make sure everybody's clear. If you don't understand something, feel free to say, hey, can you explain that? And I'll do my best. There's so many things regarding social media, so many different types of schools of thought, so I'm just going to kind of cover what I know, and if you have anything to add, feel free to do that, okay? So just a little background. So I work for a company, just to kind of give you a sense, it's called Main Street Hub. We're the largest social media management company in the world right now, so for small businesses. We actually have over 5,000 clients that we work with. So we're really good at, obviously, what we do. We actually just were recently, they call us 73rd fastest growing company in the United States right now. So we're really proud of that. But I want to start off by asking a question. Does anybody know who this guy is? You can't really see, I guess it's probably because of the lighting, but...
Looks like an actor.
Okay. This is not South American. This is not Borat. This is not Ali G. This is actually, his name is Simon Pagano. Now, does anybody know what the Indy 500 has to do with this crepe shop? They make crepes. Does anybody have any idea how these two things can be correlated? No. No? Okay. Well, it turns out somebody from this crepe shop sent Simon Pagano and one of his teammates that race in the Indy 500, they sent him a tweet. They sent him a tweet and said, Simon Pagano, Ryan Eversley, are you craving crepes? Come by, try ours, we're right in the city market. Okay, so this business actually reached out to an individual and engaged with that person on Twitter. Okay? Now, what happened after that is kind of going to make history. Okay? So this guy sent, somebody at this crepe shop reached out to this guy, this Indy 500 famous race car driver. Turns out this guy, Ryan, actually responded and said, uh-oh, Simon, I see a crepe sponsorship in your future. Okay? Now, that's pretty powerful, right? Because Simon actually responded and said, wouldn't that be awesome? Crepe ambassador. Right?
Ryan's a driver also?
Ryan's also a driver. Yeah. They're both Indy 500 race car drivers. Okay? I believe they're teammates.
Okay.
So, probably thought this was a joke, right? Well, guess what? The crepe shop, they responded. They said, ha ha ha, we'd be happy to make you our crepe ambassador. And he says, why not? Okay? Now, a day later, they said, before we can make you a crepe ambassador, you have to come try our crepes first.
Sure.
Okay? So they struck up a conversation with this person. Okay? Now, before you know it, it's all over the media. Okay? So it started to go viral, and it turns out he went the next day and made crepes at the crepe shop. Okay? Not only that, it was filmed, right? And it became a huge publicity thing, right? Now, nobody knew of this little crepe shop. Nobody had any idea of this little crepe shop because they're just a small little local business, right? But they engaged with a celebrity, and the celebrity actually responded, right? Now you can see, just from this one tweet, you know how many people that one tweet reached? Almost 200,000 from one tweet. So social media is not going anywhere. It's not a fad. It's not going to be an overnight thing. It's here to stay, and it's really on all the business owners to kind of use it to their advantage. Okay, so that's really what the talk is about. And kind of go through some statistics now. You know, when you're working in a small business, there's certain things that you need to do to get your name out there, right? Now, when you think of marketing in general, a lot of people now are really focused on online, right? Online marketing, SEO, you know, search engine marketing, Google Ads, pay-per-click, all that stuff, right? 7 out of the top 8 things that determine search engine ranking are social. Number 1 is your Google Plus page. Why? Because Google Plus is part of Google, right? So obviously they're going to make sure Google Plus is the #1 search result, right? And that is the #1 search result for local businesses. Now number 2 is Facebook shares, right? So if you have people engaging with your Facebook page, that's going to improve your ranking, right? Also, obviously, number of backlinks is not necessarily related to social, but then also Facebook total in general, so all the sum of the activity for Facebook, right? Also Facebook comments, Facebook likes, Pinterest tweets. So when you think of it like this, they both go hand in hand, right? Social media and search engine optimization, because when you're typing in a local business, unless you're like searching for like the best type of grill for your barbecue, most people are using these sites to find something local. They're looking for a sushi restaurant in Manhattan, or a chiropractor in Hoboken, or a dentist in White Plains, whatever it is, right? So that's what people are searching for. Now, local SEO is much different, right? So local SEO is somebody's on their iPhone or their smartphone, right? Now, the #1 and #2 pages that get shown first. If somebody, how many people have an iPhone? Okay. How many people have an Android phone? Now, both put all your hands up together. That's everybody in the room. Okay? So, if somebody's doing a search locally on their Android phone, the first result that comes up is your Google Plus page. Why? Because Android is owned by Google, right? So obviously they're going to show the Android's going to show the Google result first, right? And Apple actually has a partnership with Yelp, right? So they're going to showcase when somebody uses Siri, all that information, or new BMWs, a lot of like expensive cars have that search function, and all that information comes from Yelp. So if you're not on Yelp, there's actually 120 million monthly users on Yelp. So I don't think any business wants to rule out 120 million potential customers, right?
Yeah, what if you don't have like a brick and mortar? What if you're like...
I'm going to kind of go over that. So obviously, there's, okay, let me just pause here. How many people have a brick and mortar business? Like you actually have a physical location where people are coming into and receive, doing some sort of service. Okay, and then how many people are not brick and mortar? Okay, so about half and half. Okay, so I'm gonna specifically target some certain things that will work really well for brick and mortar, and then also things that are working really well for non-conventional type businesses. Okay, thank you. Yeah, great question. Now, 10 years ago, people found out about local businesses in the Yellow Pages. Right? You pull out a book, right? You flip through the Yellow Pages. You looked under D for dentist or C whatever, for R for real estate. But now people are on these sites, Yelp and Google Plus. Right? Now referrals, they used to come from real people talking to each other. But now all of that word of mouth is happening online. Right? So if I saw a great movie and I post it to my Facebook page, all my friends are going to be much more likely to see that movie because they're friends of mine. And they trust my opinion, right? So this is much different than more of conventional advertising because it's more credible, right? You're dealing with actual people. Nobody paid anybody to say this stuff. And then to get your regulars coming back, you send direct mailers or coupons, things like that. But now people just literally have the internet at the palm of their hands, and at any point they can say, Siri, I want a cheeseburger. And Siri will say, well, there are 5 places that have cheeseburgers within 1 mile of you, right? So it's very easy for people to find what they're looking for, and then your average reach used to be a couple hundred people, and now there's people that actually have thousands of friends on Facebook, right? Not like they really know any of these people, but you know, they do actually have those people. So, and how many people have used these sites before? Okay, majority, right? People aren't going on these websites for fun. They're going on these sites because they're about to spend money somewhere. And they're going to spend it with you or the competition, right? So it's very important that you be a part of that conversation, which is why 90% of people, they go on these sites before they make a buying decision, right? So you want to make sure that obviously you're a part of that conversation. Now these are just some of the importance of obviously managing customer review sites. So when I say customer review sites, I'm talking about the main ones, which is Yelp and Google+. Obviously, it's not advertising, right? So it's a conversation, which makes it more credible, right? Now, businesses can respond to feedback, you can increase customer service, get new ideas for products and services, you know, promote specific brands, run specials to entice customers to do business with you, and act now, spread word of mouth through friend-of-friend recommendations, stay top of mind, right? And encourage repeat business. Cultivate relationships with your target market, and then increase customer trust and brand loyalty. That's all just from social media. Okay, so these are very functional tools that businesses can use to grow their business. Now, social media, this is where friends of your current customers are going to find out what they're saying about you. And even in the moment they're visiting you. So like if you have a brick and mortar business, people can check in to your business. Right? They can notify all their friends that they're at your business right now. Okay? Which is why 80% of people are more likely to buy from a friend's recommendation than any other source. That's pretty important, right? And then just some facts about social media. You know, the ones that really I like to highlight here are 80% of customers say they're more likely to try new things based on a suggestion made in social media. And then this one here is really powerful. 65% of business owners are using social media, said to help them stay engaged with their current customers, and 61% said they gained new customers. That's a huge percentage, almost half, over half. Okay. So, if you're like most businesses, there's a few ways you make money, right? You make money from new customers, right? Also, referrals, right? Friends of friends, friends of family, and then also regulars. So you want people that currently use you to keep using over and over again, right? Now, there's a way to actually target each one of these groups using social media. Okay, so I'm going to kind of break it down. How are we doing so far? Is this all? Everybody tracking with me? Yeah, okay, good.
Yes.
Great. So new customers. Now, new customers, specifically, they want to know what your reputation is. Before they choose you, they want to make sure that you're the best, and or for whatever reason, that you're better than the alternative, right? Now, this is the main way people find out about local businesses, new customers, are through your reputation, right? So, Yelp, Google+. Now, with word of mouth, to get more repeats, to get more referrals, that's friends of friends, friends of family, okay? Now, you do that by posting engaging content on Facebook. See, if you can get, the average person has about 245 friends on Facebook. Now, if you can get 10 of them talking about your business, with a well-written post, you could potentially put yourself in front of 2,500 additional people. And that's just based on the way Facebook works. And this isn't just anybody. These are your customers, their friends, their family. Chances are they probably live in the same area. And they probably have similar interests as that person, right? Now, to get your regulars coming back, you stay top of mind, right? So regularly posting engaging content. Okay, now what's engaging? I'm going to kind of show you a couple things. But before I do, just some raw data on social media. There's 120 million monthly users on Yelp. 400 million active users on Google+. There's 5 billion posts on Facebook per day. There's 1.6 billion people that have a Facebook account. That's 1 out of every 6 people on the planet, which is kind of sickening. There's people that have Facebook, and their main road in their town isn't even paved. Okay, which means you got to be on these sites. And then obviously Twitter, there's 5,700 tweets per second. And then Foursquare, it's actually a built-in loyalty program, which a lot of businesses use to create loyalty. I'm going to kind of show you a little bit about that in a second. So the average person has about 245 friends, right? So what Facebook is, it actually bridges the gap between the business and the consumer, right? Because Facebook is one of the largest media outlets in the world, right? If not the largest media outlet in the world. Local businesses can connect to their customers, and then their customers then branch out times 245 people. So if you've got 100 fans on your Facebook page, you have access to 25,000 potential people, right? So, which means you really want to make sure that you're engaged on these media platforms, especially since, we're going to talk about this in a second, how many people pay for likes? Pay for likes on Facebook.
Okay. Like,
Pay for likes meaning like you're basically buying Google, I mean you're doing Facebook ads and things like that. Okay.
I've never done it, but I know it's like very popular.
Okay, yeah. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that in a second when I go into some critiques, but here's the thing. With Facebook posts, you can see here you can build engagement, right? He'll rock your face off, right? Jimmy Cage. It's Nicolas Cage, right? But they superimposed his picture on Johnny and Jimmy, what?
Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix, yeah. Jimi
No,
Hendrix.
Jimmy Page.
Jimmy Page.
Oh, is it Jimmy Page? But yeah, okay, they put this picture on here. But you can see here, 48 people shared that post. The statistic is people are more likely to engage with branded content on social media that contains pictures. Right? So you want to create pictures because people don't read anymore. They don't know how to read. That's an intention. Okay, so you can also go beyond engagement. Okay, so obviously you can generate testimonials, okay, off a Facebook page. Now this is very important for non-brick and mortar businesses because you want to enhance your credibility. Because a testimonial is like a 5-star review, right? It's a perfect way to kind of show you've earned your client's trust, right? Now getting a testimonial and showcasing them, it's a lot of work, right? So you can see here, you can actually see if you had just 30 seconds to recommend this to a friend, what would you say? Perfectly harmless, right? Somebody says, you know, you gotta check this place out, blah, blah, blah. And you can actually engage that person in real time and say, thank you so much for leaving that comment. Would you mind leaving a testimonial? Right? So you can actually pick out people that are wanting to engage with you and encourage them to write a testimonial. Right? Now, also you can shout out local customers, so people that have brick and mortar or businesses, or actually people that don't necessarily have a brick and mortar business can also get a Yelp page. Just because you don't actually have a physical location where customers are coming in and out of, doesn't mean that you can't create a Yelp page, which is very important because it's actually another outlet to give you more credibility and also, again, improves your search engine ranking. Okay, so thank you for your wonderful review, DM. And he actually, you can see it's Yelp.com, but he actually they reposted that that review on Facebook, right? So again, you're getting more engagement. Now, what else you can do is you can kind of obviously target new customers. Now, this is something that's very cool, okay? How many people know what a hashtag is? Okay, good. So you can actually scan Twitter and search for people that are talking about things relevant to your business. Okay? This guy, Grumble Grumble, toothache. So there's literally people out there in New York, in your area, that are talking about things relevant for your business. Now, this dentist, ouch, I hope that's troublesome. Let us know if we can help in any way. That's it. He booked an appointment. Okay? So this is not some, social media isn't some like passive thing, right, where you just let people do stuff. You can engage people in real time and bring them into your business. I don't usually rave about health or dental care, but hot damn, the folks at this dental office are incredible. Okay? Thanks for the shout out. Now she could actually go one step further. Thanks, Mo Lightning. Would you mind leaving a review on Yelp? Would you mind would you mind if we posted a testimonial on Facebook? Right? So now you're recycling all of this great interaction. And you're putting it across all these platforms. Yeah.
How did the doctor respond to the original tweet? Was he part of the circle, or did he?
No. So you can, anytime there's a hashtag, it's searchable. Right? So that's what people use hashtags for, because you can actually search for people that are talking about things that are what you're looking for. So it could be hashtag back pain, or hashtag new house, or hashtag whatever, right? And if you're looking for that type of thing, you know how to pick it up, you can actually engage with those people in real time and invite them to use you for their business. Pretty cool, right? Yeah. Okay. And obviously, you can deliver great customer service. So you can respond to all the reviews, and you can obviously, engage a person. So say, for example, somebody orders incorrectly, or for some reason doesn't have a good experience, you can respond to that person. And just by responding to that person, chances are that if you took the time to do that, that just shows that you have great customer service. And sometimes what ends up happening is they update their review. And I'm going to show you why that's important when I go into the Now, how many people's websites are mobile optimized?
What?
Mobile optimized? So they show up nice on mobile phones? Okay. How many people are not mobile optimized? Okay. See, most websites were designed 5 or 10 years ago before mobile phones became so popular. So now you need an effective landing page for both. Because the average person spends about 7 seconds on a mobile site. So you have about 7 seconds to convert that person into a customer. So you can see here on the right side, nobody's going to spend the time to zoom in, try to find your phone number, nobody's got that time. On the left side, boom, phone number's right there, call it, right? So there's a statistic, obviously 67% of people are more likely to buy from a mobile site. 61% said that if they didn't find what they were looking for right away on a mobile site, they're going to quickly go somewhere else. So you have about 7 seconds. So I'm going to kind of go through any questions at this point, because I want to kind of check in with you guys. Any specific? Yeah.
Where else would they go?
What's that?
You said that if they didn't find it quickly, they would go somewhere else.
Go to another business, or they would go to a different business.
How would they find that?
Well, if they're searching locally through Yelp or Google+, they're going to just pick the next one on the list.
I got it.
Yeah, so Joseph, you said that Facebook was the number 2 factor in, that wasn't for local though, that was for national searches? Or?
For search engine ranking,
Yeah.
Facebook comments or Facebook likes,
Yeah.
that's the second factor in determining search engine, organic search ranking.
Is it a partnership with Google, or like why?
No, well, I think probably just because Google knows that Facebook is the largest. So basically, how Google determines a search engine ranking is based on the amount of users of a specific type of website, right? So since Facebook has 1.6 billion users, it obviously knows to use that result as number 1. Makes sense? And then obviously all these other ones like Angie's List or Wedding Wire, all that, I mean, they're going to be less and less, on various pages after that. Good question. Okay, so I'm going to now go through an assessment, real assessment of some people's businesses. Does anybody not want me to talk about their business? Okay, because we're all friends here. We're going to go through them, and I'm going to be very, I'm not going to tear your pages apart, don't worry. I'm going to give you some constructive criticism, okay? And this is going to be really helpful, because I really want this to be helpful for you guys. I mean, just for me talking about it conceptually, I want to go kind of in the trenches and kind of show you some real things that you guys can do to enhance these profiles, okay? So let me just, the people that have the businesses here, just can you raise your hand, just because I want to get a sense. Okay. This one, okay. Just trying to think here. All right, well, I'm going to do one from, would you mind?
No.
Okay, and then I'm going to use yours as well, okay? Because yours is non-brick and mortar and yours is brick and mortar, so and plus you have a lot of activity on both pages, so I'm gonna kind of go through those, okay? All right, great. All right. So. Norman, Hubbard, and Associates, right?
Right.
Okay. All right. So, this is your Yelp page. Welcome to your Yelp page.
Didn't know I had one.
Now you do. So, every brick and mortar business or every business that has a physical location, whether it sees customers or not, has a Yelp page. Okay? That's your address, right? 11 Mullen Avenue.
Yeah.
Right? Now, the thing is, this page has not even been set up yet. Okay? You see where it says add?
Yeah.
And you said edit business info. If I scroll down, see where it says claim this business?
Yeah.
You get to claim this business. You can actually claim it.
That's worth the price of admission.
Yeah, right?
That's
So,
cool.
and obviously you can add the about the business section. So this is where you really get to talk about your business. So how long have you been in business?
25 years.
25 years. I wouldn't know that from coming to this page.
Yeah, can't tell.
Can't tell, right? It doesn't say that anymore. Right?
Doesn't even say what we do.
What are your specialties?
We appraise real estate across the nation.
Okay, great. You gotta put that there, right?
Okay.
So all these things are where you can, when you claim this business page, you can actually go in here and in the about, you can put hours, or you wouldn't really have hours. But you can also put in the about the business section. So this is where you put as many keywords as you can, right? So what type of real estate? Commercial, residential, you know, appraisal. So tell us, what are
Condominiums, cooperatives, multifamily residence, apartments, commercial.
all this stuff should be in here, right?
Across the
Because
board, right.
yeah, and it's good though, because you know that now you can actually engage people on this platform because there's 120 million people using this site every month,
Wow.
right?
That's cool.
Okay, good. Now, you can also add a category here, right? So you're allowed 3 categories, okay?
What's the category?
So real estate, you want to put that there. Yeah, what other specialties? Titles, what other things do you specialize in?
Oh, tax grievances, appraisals, tax grievances, appraisals?
You have to go within they have very structured
Okay.
categories, so you have to kind of pick ones that fit in. It might not fit exactly, but you want to get it as close as you can.
Estates.
Estates, that's probably there. I don't know all the categories, there's 100 categories, 100 something.
We get
categories.
3.
You get 3, right?
Okay.
And so those are the ones where you want the bulk of your business, and then also you want to make sure that that the ROI is really high on those categories. Why? Because you don't want people coming in to just get an appraisal when there's 100 other people that do appraisals, right? But you want people to come in that are looking for a house to buy, right? Because you make more money on a house than you do on a title search or something.
What's the ROI mean?
Return on your investment.
Okay.
So if you're only allowed 3 categories, you better make those categories count. That's what
Okay.
I'm saying. Okay. All right. Now your Google Plus page actually looks really good. I have to say, it looks great.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
Did you make it?
Did you? Is that her handiwork? Okay.
Yeah, it's completely me, but her name is Lisette.
Okay. All right. Very nice. Good stuff. Okay. So this is excellent. Now, one thing that I really want to kind of highlight here is 46,000 people saw this page. That's a lot of people, right? Now, what you want to do is you want to respond to all these reviews because you got a bunch of reviews here. Okay.
Okay.
Now you got a 1-star review from this guy, right? Do you know who he is? I don't know. Maybe he's not. You might not know. But it's irrelevant, okay?
Okay.
You want to respond to all these reviews because it's really not about this guy Kevin. It's about the 100 other people that come across this page, right? I mean, who cares? I mean, I'm sure for whatever reason he was upset. Okay, big deal.
Okay.
But now every 100 other people that look at this page, they're going to see, well, what is the business going to do about this guy?
Oh.
So you can actually go and respond to that review. And you can say, hey Kevin, sorry you didn't have such a good experience with us. Is there anything that we can do next time to make the experience more enjoyable? Right.
Does it matter that it's 9 months old?
Absolutely not. And that's a great question. I mean, there's people that have reviews from like 2008 on here, and I would say respond to them.
Times.
Why? Because it's better than not respond, right?
They'll just see that we responded, they won't necessarily look at the dates.
Well, they will see when you responded, but it's regardless, it's important that you respond to them.
Okay.
And now,
The response to the positives also, or just the negatives?
great question. So yes, and here's why. Ecclese left you a 5-star review.
Wow.
She is the perfect person to then go to Facebook and like you. Say, hey Elise, thank you so much for the great feedback. Like us on Facebook. Boom, link to Facebook. Now, Elise goes to Facebook and likes you. Not only do all 245 of her friends see that, but you're also writing regular content 3 times a week. So now you're staying top of mind, right?
Right.
So you want to respond to all your reviews, because right there, that's almost 1,000 people that you have access to. And that if these people are leaving 5-star reviews and they endorse your business on Facebook, all their friends are going to be much more likely to choose you, right? Because again, she probably has friends that live in White Plains and might be looking for a house, right? So that's perfect marketing right there.
Great.
It's specifically targeted, right? Now, with regards to your Facebook page, you've got 280 likes, which is excellent. Okay, so far, right? I mean, there's definitely room for growth, but that's 280 people that have decided, I want to like your business, I want to keep up with your business, okay? Now, you've actually had 3 check-ins there. I don't know how that happened. But, so 3 people have actually visited you and they wanted to tell all their friends about it. So you might want to take advantage of that as well, because if you're getting physical foot traffic into your location, that's actually people that are saying, hey, I'm at the real estate appraiser right now. And they want to brag to all their friends that they're at your business. See, that's why people check in. They're not checking in at McDonald's, right? They're checking in somewhere because they want to show off that they're at your business.
Okay.
You've had 3 people do that.
I didn't know that.
Right. So, now the posts that you're posting, you're not getting too much engagement because you have 280 friends, 280 fans, right?
Right.
But you're not getting many people to like your posts. The fact that you're posting is good, right? Because you know it's important, but you want to create more engagement because Facebook is like, you ever go to a cocktail party? Ever go to a cocktail party and you're talking to somebody and they're just talking about themselves all the time?
Yeah.
It's kind of boring, right? You want to talk to somebody who's talking about fun things or interesting things,
Yes.
that you're going to want to then tell all your friends, right? Facebook is the same way. You want to create a conversation, right? So you do that by posting engaging content. So what's engaging content, right? Call to action. What's a call to action? Anybody know what a call to action is? So
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, like has them do something or interact in a specific way.
exactly. So posting content that are going to create a conversation, right? So engage your audience, right?
Don't want to respond.
Multiple choice questions, fill in the blank questions, right? So now you're getting your people to respond to you, right? Because you don't want to just talk to them, you want them to talk to you back.
Sure.
Because anytime they're talking, yeah,
But again, is it related to business or related just to engage in the conversation?
anything that's going to, you could talk about a football game. As long as you're getting people to talk about your business, because when they do that, what's going to be, what's all their friends going to see? Norman, Hubbard, and Associates Real Estate Appraisals. That's what they're going to see.
And specifically for local businesses, the more engagement you have, the harder you're ranking the circuit.
Exactly.
Are there any issues like, I mean, let's say there was, like the Mets of the Yankees, and that thing, like, vote here.
Right.
That's the kind of question that would get a lot of possible engagement,
Right.
but can everybody in the whole world use it? I mean, are there any restrictions? What kind of,
Posts that you post?
Yeah.
No. I mean, anybody, you can post anything on Facebook, really. I mean, there's no, I'm not sure the terms of service, but my hunch is that you can pretty much talk about anything you know, aside from, you know, things that are going to incriminate you. Right?
So something like that would be an easy thing to answer, or you could put something else, but I was just asking for what you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, as far as you want to get as much engagement as possible. So I would say posting things that are going to, and you have to be aware of your demographic as well. If you're talking about football and all of the people that like you like golf, then talk about golf. So you definitely want to kind of keep that in mind as well. So yeah, so if you can get 10 people talking about your content with a well-written post, you're putting yourself in front of 2,500 people. Wow. And that's friends of friends, friends of family. I didn't see, do you have a Twitter page set up?
Yeah.
Oh, you do have a Twitter page, okay. I didn't see that, okay, great. Okay, so you have 343 followers. Now, are you asking people to follow you or asking people to like you, or do they just do it naturally?
I ask about once a week
Okay.
to follow and like.
So this is organic. This is not, you haven't paid for anybody to like you. Okay, good. Well, now back to the question about paying for likes. I would strongly dissuade you from doing that. Why? Because it dilutes your fan base. Now, if somebody has 10,000 fans on Facebook and nobody's liking their posts, people aren't going to engage with your content because they're going to say, wow, 10,000 people, nobody's talking about this business. Why am I even a fan of this business? So you want to keep it pure. You want to keep the people that are liking you. And the way to get people to like you is to cross-promote. Now, cross-promoting is you get people from Yelp to like you on Facebook. You repost testimonials from your Facebook to your Yelp page. Because anytime you're cross-promoting, you're taking all that good engagement, right, and you're spreading it evenly across all these sites, right?
Can you add something to what they said, or I really like this, or
What do you mean, as far as,
when you cross-promote?
yeah.
I'm not sure how to do it. I mean,
Yeah, so cross-promoting, so somebody left you a great review on your Google Plus page, and you encourage them to like you on Facebook, so you're taking them from one platform onto another platform, right? And so you're taking all that great word of mouth and you're using it on another site, right? Okay, so those are the 4 pages that you have set up. You don't have the Foursquare page, so I'm not going to talk about
Yeah,
that.
quick question.
Oh, sure.
So like, what about varying content, right? Because all right, if somebody just follows me on Facebook or Twitter, I can post the same content to both.
Yeah, no.
But I can't do that if people are.
Exactly. So a lot of, what's that?
No,
So I'll reiterate it. So basically the question is, you post the same content on both those outlets, and I would strongly advise against it. Why? Because you might have somebody who's a fan of yours on Facebook, and they're also a fan of yours on Twitter. And if you're posting the same stuff on both places, they're going to be, why am I a fan of them on Twitter? Or why am I a fan of them on Facebook? Because posting the same stuff in both places. So a lot of businesses use like Hootsuite. How many people are familiar with Hootsuite? Yeah. Right? So you post one thing and it kind of posts it on all these different platforms. You know, if you're a small business and you're lacking manpower, there's really no other option. But if you have somebody who's dedicated, that's managing your social media, I would highly advise customizing content for both platforms. Just because the fan base that you might have on Twitter is going to be different from the fan base you have on Facebook and vice versa. So,
Is there an app that you know to automate posts for those?
yeah, Hootsuite.
Hootsuite will do that also.
Yeah. Yeah,
How do you
so
spell that?
H-O-O-T-E-S-U-I-T-E. Hootsuite.
Yeah.
About the paying for likes.
Yeah.
So how would you, like, if you made sports cars
Mhm.
and you tried to get likes for people that like sports cars,
Right.
wouldn't that expand a real
Yeah.
user base?
There's different schools of thought. My thinking is that because you don't really particularly know, like this guy could be in Croatia, he could be in Idaho, you know, as long as
Or if
you're
you're not a local business, like,
right.
because I mean, I do that, and so far I found it to be,
If you're getting engagement and it's working, I would say keep doing it. But if you're a local business and you really have a specific audience that you work with, I would advise against it because you want to make sure, like I would rather have 100 people that really want to like my business, that are engaged with me and sharing my content, than 10,000 people that don't know me from that.
so then what would be another way to expand your reach? You know what I'm saying?
To get more likes on
To
Facebook.
get more, well, I mean, like, because I mean, my thing is, I want to penetrate people that have a similar interest to what I do.
Right.
So I don't really know of any other way. I mean, I get people to like me and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I have such a unique business that it's hard for me to get people that.
So yeah, I mean, you want to affiliate yourself with different groups that have that same interest. So there's a lot of groups on Facebook and on Twitter that you can become a part of and start engaging content with them. So posting things that on their page and having them link back to your page. You know, a lot of like associations, they allow you to post content freely, so you can post content there. And then if people are like starting to get a lot of people coming back to your Facebook page, they're gonna, you know, be more likely to like you there. But again, I mean, if you know, I'm not totally against paying for likes if it's really relevant to your business and there are people that are
Because I mean, I also boost posts.
yeah,
That's a good one.
you can post as well.
Buying likes somewhere in Croatia, it's one thing, but paying money on Facebook itself with your targeted search.
Right.
That's what he means, probably.
Yeah.
You do the targeted
If
search.
you do it it's very targeted.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very targeted. I mean, there's things like Fiverr where you can go pay $5 to have like 10,000 people like you.
No,
Or
that's-
it's all like just an algorithm. Like that's like totally not worth it, right? Yeah.
How about the paid ads on Facebook?
The what?
The paid ads on
The paid ads on Facebook, they're very profitable. In fact, dollar for dollar.
For
Dollar for
For
dollar.
them, it's profitable for us.
For anyone.
For us.
No, I didn't.
Well, for both, right? Facebook makes a lot of money. Absolutely. But
That's how I make my posting and then
yeah, dollar for dollar, it's about 25 cents per 1,000 impressions for Facebook, which is like, I think on a local newspaper, it's like $35 for like 1,000. So
How does pay-per-click compare to the Facebook?
pay-per-click, I know it's not as the margins aren't as good. Facebook is the dollar for dollar best ROI for paid ads.
Yeah, I put in, let's say, $500 in my business on Facebook. I got $10,000 off my Facebook page. And in my business, clients came to me, and we spent $500, and I got 10,000 likes on my page. So I have 10,000 subscribers, 10,000 clients. They were all very targeted audience.
So did you spend 1,000 to get 100?
Yes. If I spend 1,000, I'll get another 10,000. That's true.
So yeah, I mean, I'm not totally against it, but you want to obviously get as many organic, real people to like your business. Okay, so I'm going to go through one more, and then I'll close it up because I know we've got other people that need to talk. So let me see here. Rushi, I'm going to go through your pages as well.
Okay.
Okay. It is preferred demo, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, we talked a little bit before this. Obviously, you've got a few different practices, so you have different locations. You have 3 in your fourth location is on the way, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. So, obviously, you know, we talked a little bit about the first thing. I noticed is your Google Plus pages. I'm sorry, your Yelp pages. So, you definitely have room for improvement here, right?
Okay.
So the first thing that I would suggest doing, I'm just going to kind of go through some of these pages first. So obviously, oral surgeons and orthodontists, right? So would those be the 2 categories that you would say are the most amount of people come into your practice for those things?
No.
Okay. So what do they come in for?
General dentistry.
What is it?
General dentist.
You want to put general dentistry here, right? See where it says edit? You can edit the category, and you can add up to 3 categories, right? So you can go in there and edit that and add general dentistry. So you want to make sure that because that's like the first thing people are searching for. So right now, you're not showing up under those search results. And that's huge, right? Because if 120 million people are using this site, I mean, how many people do you think are just in the New York area, right? It's a lot. So you obviously want to make sure you're showing up for that. Now, obviously, you've got a 2-star rating. Definitely room for improvement here. So now, have you looked through all these reviews? Now, do you respond to anything?
Yeah, we should be started project because
You start responding?
We're starting to respond, but we never responded before. But
Good,
to
okay.
Google Plus, we always do. Google
Right.
Yelp, we just
Okay.
started.
we hate Yelp.
Yeah, a lot of people, and to be fair, Yelp has an algorithm now that they filter out reviews, so you have to be aware of that as well. If people go on, like sometimes people just set up a Yelp page to bash a business, and Yelp actually filters those results out, because if somebody just has set up a Yelp account just to post negatively about something, they're going to filter that result out, and it's going to move down to the bottom because they know, you know. And same vice versa too. If somebody just sets up a Yelp page to, you know, promote a business, they're going to filter that as well. So most likely people that have active Yelpers, they're going to obviously, because this guy has 12 friends and 136 reviews, right? So obviously they're going to say, they're going to kind of give him a little bit more weight than they would a random guy. Now, do they qualify these people? I mean, are they sane or insane? Who knows? But the fact is he's an active Yelper, so that's why they weight that heavily.
I do have a question on that.
Sure.
So why is it that sometimes even if you have a good review, they push that review down even if it's more recent and put the negative one up?
Yeah.
Right. So yeah.
I'll talk about it later.
Okay.
There's, you know, Yelp has gotten a lot of scrutiny. I don't know how long they're going to be around for, because I don't think they're really handling things properly. Basically, you know, I think this.
I'll talk about it. They have a lawsuit.
Yeah, I heard
about
that
this.
lawsuit.
I'll tell you later.
Okay, but they're going to provide.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was actually trying to set up some Yahoo pages for our office, and they're apparently owned by Yelp now.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know, I think Yahoo owns Yelp or something, but now the reviews on Yahoo pages are Yelp reviews.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm not sure who's. I mean, the landscape changes every day, so I'm not sure exactly who owns what. But the key here is you want to respond to all these reviews, right? Because by responding, you're just showing that you care. Right? Because that's ultimately the thing. And you also want to respond, you want to choose whether you respond publicly or privately, because there's actually 2 ways you can respond to reviews. You can respond publicly or privately. Now, in some situations, if it's just going to exacerbate the situation and make it worse, respond privately. Because you don't want to have like a war on these pages. You want to just kind of diffuse, you don't want to place blame, right? And you also don't want to admit fault. But you want to acknowledge it completely, get the communication, and then just by often doing that, by taking that little extra time, sometimes the person will say, hey, listen, maybe I was a little too harsh, maybe I'll give you a 2 or 3-star rating. Now, they did a study at Harvard that said if you were to increase your star rating by 1 star, that actually translates into a 5 to a 9% increase in your revenue in your first year alone.
That's right. Yelp.
So I don't know what you guys cleared as far as revenue last year, but increasing that by almost 10% is very significant. And all you got to do is respond to these reviews, right?
Wow.
So is that powerful?
Yeah.
Does responding to a review, does that simply raise your star rating just by responding?
No, but it shows all potential customers that you care, right? So it's really not, like I said, it's not about this one person's sum, right? It's about the 100 other people that read this stuff. Right? So you want to make sure that we're responding. And I do see you put the about the business section in here. This is where you really want to put as much keywords as possible. It looks pretty legit. I mean, it definitely looks like you put some work into it, which is great. You definitely want to showcase all your specialties. Same thing with your other locations. Obviously, you want to respond now. Here, for some reason, it does have general dentistry. Cosmetic dentists, orthodontists. So you want to make sure those categories are correct. And then you've got the business. So you're running a deal now, you're doing a Yelp deal. $50 for a $100 deal.
It's been there for a long time, we just skipped it.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, running deals are good, except for when it comes to brand integrity. So everybody heard Groupon, Living Social, things like that. The reason those deal sites make a lot of money is because it's volume, right? But you're discounting your services, so you can then only discount your services. So once you discount, you can only then discount, right? Because people aren't going to want to pay full price if they know you did a deal. They're going to say, I'm just going to wait for the next deal.
Exactly.
Right? So you want to be very careful, not necessarily, I'm not against doing deals, but I would suggest being very careful about that just because you want to make sure that you're not diluting them, you're not cheapening your brand. Now, this page I found, and this is very interesting, okay? So this is for your West 27th Street. This is your Google Plus page.
That's not our active one.
Well, you may have a duplicate page, but this is the one that's getting the most hits. You have over 3,000 views on this page.
Wow.
Nice.
And people are looking at a rainbow picture.
I've been managing another page.
Yeah, you have 3 pages, and to be quite honest, the other pages look pretty legit, so this is just the one that I noticed that was not set up yet. So you definitely want to make sure you're taking notes, because this here, obviously you can put your logo here, your main photo, and then...
Why are people going to this page?
So when people are searching locally for a dentist on their Android phone, the first result that comes up is your Google Plus page. Okay? So you want to make sure that this is, and this has not, I don't think has been claimed yet.
I saw a small icon, it was claimed.
Yeah, actually, this
The other
doesn't.
one was claimed too. Is it actually safe to have multiple pages?
Yeah, so you want a different page for each location, and you also want to make sure that the name is consistent, right? See, it says Rajesh Kadmar DDS, but you want to make sure it says Preferred Dental.
For the same location, there is 2 for some reason.
Okay.
So we don't know how.
Yeah, so you can obviously merge the pages. You have to contact Google for that, and then ask them to merge the pages.
It's the first time we saw this page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if we does, we got 3,000, wow, that's good.
Yeah. So yeah, you definitely want to take advantage of that traffic, and you want to use it to convert them to customers. Yeah.
I mean, one thing I did for my parents is when I was running their social media, is like I would actually just do Google searches or, you know, for myself, right? So, I don't know, I mean, I would see weird to me.
Yeah, I actually looked at this page last night, and there was 3,000 views. So you've had almost 20 people look at this in less than 24 hours.
Wow.
Wow.
So
That's good.
I was actually the 3,000th viewer. Yeah.
So the page views, that's viewable to everybody who comes.
Yeah. This is how many people have actually looked at this page. This is also how many people that's actually come up on local searches, right? So if somebody's looking for a dentist locally, and they click on your page, that's going to show up there as well. Okay.
Are there any reviews on that page?
What's that?
Are there any reviews on that page?
2. They're very old. Yeah, I don't know who these people are, but you know, ones that are like a Google user.
The other page has more reviews, like the Chelsea page that I do manage.
Right.
Because usually I just do a Google search for dental care Chelsea, and that other page usually comes up.
Right. So yeah, you just want to make sure if you're doing a search on Google Maps, this is how you find it. You type in Google Maps for, you know, Preferred Dental, and then you click on the 23rd Street, or what is it, 23rd Street location. And then when it pops up, it'll say write a review, and then you click on that, and you should see, here, okay, see this page comes up, Rajesh Kadmar, Preferred Dental, and then I click on 2 reviews, and then this page pops up here. Okay. All right. Now, Facebook. Looks great, okay? You've done some great work here. Obviously, you've got a lot of likes here, 72 check-ins. Again, you want to post content that are going to get shared, right? So, you know, right now you're posting, but you're not getting much engagement, right? So you want to get more engagement, more people liking your posts, sharing your posts. So, not necessarily just talking about dental care. Again, it's like the cocktail party thing. You want to make sure you're posting things.
So as far as like good content to get engagement, right?
Yeah.
Like let's say, I don't know, whatever your business is, you're putting something out there, maybe like a tutorial or something that's going to help the customer, maybe that kind of content would be good. I mean, I've done my best to actually try and get engagement on Facebook, but like sometimes like the post content, you're like, oh, this is interesting, people should like it, but they don't.
Right.
So like, what's the best way to like really engage your audience?
Yeah, so you really want to talk about things that are in the kind of zeitgeist, right? So things that are in the current moment, right? So things like memes, things like that that are funny.
Okay, cool.
You know, talk about things that are kind of current in the current trend, not necessarily what you want to talk about,
Right.
but what your audience wants to hear.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. Because you can always, and you want to filter in. You don't just, you know, completely talk about things that are in the public, you know, that are current in the current trend. You also want to sprinkle in things about self-promotion. So for every 10 posts you post that are things that are relevant for them, sprinkle in one post that's self-promotion. Right. And again, with other industries that you might be a part of, or any other pages or other organizations that you might want to engage with their content, posting, 10, basically it's 10 to 1. So any 10 posts you put out, one of them can be promotion, self-promotion. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
You mentioned having people respond, call to action.
Yeah.
And can you give us some examples of what that might be? What kind of questions can you put that people have to answer, or how do you engage them in that way?
Yeah. I don't know, for a dental office.
Which is your favorite too?
Yeah. What's your most favorite thing to, what's the most favorite thing to eat that is guaranteed to give you a cavity? I don't know.
Yeah.
And like people who talk about junk food or candy or whatever, right? I don't know. I mean, you have to be creative. You have to think about what is going to be fun, right? Because that's what people want Facebook for. They want to have fun. They want to engage with your content. So talk about things like that. Yeah.
Does it matter if it's B2B versus B2C?
Okay, so good question. So a lot of the most engagement you're going to get is from B2C.
Right.
If you're engaging with businesses, you're not going to get quite as much engagement. But it doesn't mean that you can't be relevant, right? So if you're dealing with a lot of B2B and you know that the business owner is talking about golf, talk about golf, right? So it's really about talking about what's relevant for that specific audience, right? What's going to get them talking. It's got nothing to do with you, right? All right, good. So I'm going to kind of wrap up here real quick, and then Twitter, same thing. My recommendation is to put something a little bit more appealing inside of the account.
That is scary.
That was before I was hired.
Well, that's good. Well, definitely you want to put something cool in here.
Yes.
Hey, you should split it in half, have before and after.
Okay, same thing. Last one I wanted to show you is Foursquare.
Oh, no, actually, that's the Douglaston office. Did they just post it on the 11th? That's the Douglaston office.
Oh, okay. All right, so the last thing I want to talk about is Foursquare, okay? Now, this is particularly for brick and mortar. You've had 181 check-ins at your business. That's 181 people that have wanted to tell all their friends that they're at your business right now. That's physical foot traffic into your location, right? So that's basically, there's pretty much no better endorsement your business can get than somebody saying, hey, I'm at Preferred Dental right now. And that's happened 181 times. And the crazy thing is if I scroll down here, you see where it says, is this your business? Claim it now. You haven't even claimed the page yet.
What's Foursquare?
Foursquare is a page where people can do what's called check-in. Check-ins are basically somebody pulls out their cell phone and they want to indicate to all their friends that they're at your business. And so they hit a little button on Foursquare, and it actually, a lot of people have their Facebook and their Twitter accounts linked to Foursquare. So when they check in on Foursquare, it actually checks in on both of the other sites. Which, if you think about it, if there's 245 people on Facebook and 245 people on Twitter, that's almost 500 people that you're exposing your business to, and you're getting a lot of real engagement there.
So
now you can also
people even checking for medical?
surprisingly, 181 people did. So believe it or not, this is a good way to incentivize people to keep coming back to you because you're not the only dentist in town, right? But you want to make sure that every tooth cleaning, every time anybody needs anything dental, they come to you. And you can incentivize them by saying, hey, if you check in 10 times, the next teeth cleaning is on us.
Wow.
Right? Because then all those people are going to be much more likely to keep coming back to you. It's like going to a sandwich shop. You buy 10 sandwiches, you get a free sandwich, right? But when somebody goes to a sandwich shop and they give them that little punch card, it doesn't notify 500 people.
Yeah.
But this notifies 500 people, right? So you're getting all that interaction from that site. So I'm going to kind of wrap up here. I want to tell you, just kind of tie things up together with, let's see here. Okay. So, who has the time?
9:05.
What's that? Right. No, who has the time to manage these guys, right? So, social media can be a full-time job, all right? Now, the average person, it would take you 50 to 75 hours a month to manage these sites effectively. Just to claim the pages, 4 to 5 hours, Facebook, Twitter, 3, Foursquare, I mean, to post 3 times a day, 3 minutes times 3 sites, that's 18 hours a month. Now, what do you post? When do you post? You know, all that stuff is definitely something that we want to consider as well. Responding to each review, posting content 2 times a week, times, you know, a quarter of an hour, times, you know, I mean, it's just 4 to 16 hours just posting content. Not to mention responding to the posts, comments, tweets, creating promotions, making contributions. I mean, it's a lot of work, right? And so what does it cost, right? So if you were to hire a college kid to do this stuff, you pay them $10 an hour. It's about $500 a month, right? I mean, all the way up to, you know, independent consultants, right? Between $1,000 and $7,500 a month. And I'm going to kind of do a little plug here because this is my show. So, Main Street Hub, we do it all for you, 100% do it for you solution. And we work with over 5,000 local businesses. We give you a dashboard where you can see all the activity. And the cool thing is even if you do work with us, you can still have a staff to manage your social media because we give you a dashboard so you can literally go in there and track analytics. You can talk about the different posts. You can work with the account management team to specifically deal with certain content. You also want somebody to kind of keep an eye on things because a lot of our clients are very hands-on and want to be able to kind of see what's going to be posted before it gets posted. We give you the access to kind of see all the posts before they go out, all the social media before they go out, and you still need a human being to actually go through that stuff. So that's it.